I, 30M, am considering ending my relationship with my partner, 26F, due to her $250,000 in debt. I am not the oop. Oop is you, throw RA stuck K. I, 30M, am considering ending my relationship with my partner, 26F, due to her $250,000 in debt. Originally posted to our relationship advice. Original post March 16, 2023. I am a 30-year-old male. I have a well-paying job. Roughly $100K per year. No debt. My girlfriend has $250K in private student loans. From undergrad private school, with a variable interest rate. Recently the interest hit over 11% and doing the math on the loans has me devastated. With how fast it is growing, she will need to put $25K a year into it just to keep it in the same place. That basically guarantees that I will never have financial help during our relationship. Additionally, with how much she will need to work just to pay on the loans, I won't have much help around the house or with our kids. When we have some, either. I keep blaming myself that I can't just deal with it. It's just money, right? But at the same time, when I look at the reality of the situation, I can't help but feel I need to walk away from this situation. Additionally, she is going back to school in the fall for a higher paying job. Probably $6085K income at the end realistically, with the possibility of $125K a year if she works herself to death. But this program will add another $30K in federal loans. I think this is a bad decision, but it's also the only option she seems to have to up her income. I feel like I don't want to wait until I'm 45 when this debt might be paid off to have children. I don't want to put my life on hold in this way. But I also love her a lot. We've talked a lot about this and about her plan to pay it down, etc. It now feels like my options are either accept that this is reality and it will be many years before she's free of this debt, or end the relationship. Any advice? Editing to it context. Edit again for formatting. Private loans aren't eligible for PSLF as far as I know. That's a federal program. Student loans aren't eligible for bankruptcy. She currently lives with family. She has a job, but it doesn't earn much over $30K a year. She will start the program in the fall, which will mean school for 1.5 years and then earning potential of $65K, $125K more if she works like mad. The loan was originally around $180K, undergrad at a private fancy school, but has grown due to the interest her mom co-signed on a few of the loans from what I understand. But has the mindset that her investments make more than paying into her daughter's loans. We have been together for 2 years. Yes, I have talked to her at length about this situation. Lastly, thank you for those of you that said I am not a bad person for thinking about this and that my feelings are valid. It means a lot to me. I am going to sit with this for a while and make a decision within the next week or so. Relevant comments. Electric apogee 714.31 meters. It's just money, right? Quote, no. It is the rest of your life and your own goals. It is fair to worry about it. This is the rest of your life you're talking about here. It now feels like my options are either accept that this is reality and it will be many years before she's free of this debt, or end the relationship. Yup. Those are your options. Oop replied. I appreciate you reframing that for me. I keep saying to myself, it shouldn't be about money, but I guess ultimately it isn't. It's about the goals I have for my life. Unique username 82D. You have to pay the price of a house just to marry this woman? Damn. Key piece that's missing is how long you have been together and why you are thinking about this now. Oop replied. We just hit 2 years. I started considering marriage and our future, and I asked for more in-depth detail about her loans and her plan to pay them off. I knew it was a large amount. But I did not know it was all private, variable and as large as it is. Update March 18, 2023. Wanted to give an update. After reading all your comments and picking up a book about decision making in regards to money and love, will share of interested. I have come to the decision that I do, sadly, need to end the relationship. She is a wonderful girl and honestly my best friend, but the reality of her choices financially will alter the course of my life in such a profound way that all I can see is resentment in the end. I have to stop guilting myself into sacrificing myself for others to the point of my own mental turmoil. I grew up in a foster-to-adopt family as the oldest, and I think I learned then to forget myself and care for others to earn love. Part of this decision is learning how to remember myself again. Thank you all for the advice. It really helped me see that either choice is okay to make, and I'm not a failure for saying it's too much for me. Blue heart. Relevant comments from Oop. I understand all of your perspectives. Ultimately, a debt that is growing at 25-30K annually just on interest alone is too much for me to handle. I'll be working to pay for everything else, and she will be working just to keep up with paying off the loan for likely 10-15 years. I can't wait that long to begin my life. I do love her. I can love her and still make the choice to walk away for the sake of my future. I've battled with this a lot, but ultimately it's something I need to do. Times. Yeah, it breaks my heart every day. I wish I could be the one to save her. But to save her I would be killing myself. It makes me extremely sad about it all. I am not the Oop. Honestly, I don't blame him. I dated somebody and found out they had tons of debt after we moved in together. I was ready to buy a house and they claimed they wanted that too. I spent so much time and energy trying to teach them to be fiscally responsible, and ultimately, after years it just came off as nagging and controlling. I'm all saving up for a ring and they can't even pay off their credit cards, lol. I bet she works in education. That is a lot of student debt. And for a low wage. I wouldn't be able to help but question her choices. And while relationships shouldn't be about money, money is one of the biggest stressors in any relationship. He was right to consider how this would impact their future. I wonder what kind of degree costs $250,000 and gives a $50K a year job. That's insane. Now I'm interested on what course she took on to get that much debt. Did she go to med school and dropped out halfway? As an art school grad, my first thought is she majored in something like ceramics or painting at a very expensive private school and now works retail? How else could the loans be that high with such little pay at the end? Breaks my heart. When tuition fees went up in the UK, I was so angry that I swore to never vote for the party that lied about increasing then. And almost everyone I know from my generation or below feels the same. But even then, it was increased to 9K a year, from 3K. Even doing a 4-year course is only 36K. I cannot even comprehend owing 250K. I would rather be completely uneducated than have that albatross around my neck. I'd never be able to sleep. This guy made the right choice. To be saddled with someone else's debt is just horrifying. God, I hate our higher education system. These banks pay the university to be one of the exclusive loan providers with a handful of other paying banks. Then they can set the interest at whatever they want or worse. Make it adjustable. It shouldn't ruin your life to get an education. Yes, our school system is FUBAR. But geez, how did no one in her life warn her about the decisions that got her there? A fancy private school just to make barely 30K a year. So not worth it to say you went to XYZ for school. This boggles the mind. I graduated one of the best schools in Canada 6 years back and tuition was about $11,000 Canadian a year. Graduated with $16,000 in government student debt and immediately applied for repayment assistance. That means no payments need to be made and no interest accrues until you're making enough money to pay it back. And as of next month there is no more interest on any government student loans, including ones currently being repaid. The government can just do that. It can just say, no more interest on student loans, and poof. It's gone. Your American debate about personal responsibility is asinine. These are policy choices. Not allowing student loan debt to ever be discharged will be looked back on as a heinous evil of our time. Man, this is rough. I had parasitic loans, but got them consolidated with a fixed rate far lower than the variable. I'm lucky since I'm in my 30s and will be done in 2 years, but parasitic loans suck. This one is heartbreaking. Holy cow. That is a ton of money in student loans for such a tiny salary. Oop is right to question his future based on that. He's not a sugar daddy. He's looking for a partner. $250,000 is medical school level debt. I can't imagine that amount for undergrad. Why did no one point out that the loans could be consolidated to a lower rate? Or that since it's variable then the 11% rate will drop when inflation does. I mean, given their incomes and possible incomes, it is possible to pay it off. The question is how much austerity can you embrace? And can your partner embrace it with you? I remember reading the first post and being so frustrated for both of them. Money should never define love, but it certainly impacts it. I hope she can get her feet under her, and that Oop can move on in a healthy and respectful manner. Fuck the US student loan system. That debt is staggering and honestly my stomach knotted up reading the post. How does America even allow this to happen? I don't know what she does, but I can only hope it's her passion. So many people go to college for the experience, not thinking of what they actually want to achieve, and have a degree at the end that won't put them ahead of someone who didn't go to college. This is awful for everyone. College does not always mean more money and a better life. High school and colleges need to do better than just selling a degree, but that's what this is. It's a business and they don't care about you as long as they get paid. I absolutely hate, just learn to code, bros. But at $250,000 in debt and only making $30,000 even, I'll say it's time to learn to code.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.